11, 11, 11. Look at the form of my lips. I'm making a round like O. And I'm going, because it's a nasal sound, it's gonna go, actually the sound that you don't have in English, the you don't have it. You don't have it. In French, we can combine any vowel with N or M to make it nasal sound, nasal vowel, and you're gonna know which one you're pronouncing according to the form of your lips. So with O and N or M, I will explain later when we get to the letters why we can have O-N or O-M to sound the same thing. So today we have 11, O-N-Z-I, 11, 12, 12, 12, 13, 13, 14, 14. When you have the letter R in French stuck in the middle of the word, most of the time in English you don't pronounce it, but in French you have to pronounce that R. So you're going to say 14 instead of 14. Okay, you don't say 14, you say 14. The R must be heard. So it must be pronounced and heard. 14, 14, 15, 15, 16, 16, 16. So we're going to stop there for now. And I'll explain something. From 0 to 10, you know how to pronounce. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. From 11, so 11 to 16, they are all going to end with z, z. The last sound from 11 to 16, so from 11 to 16, it's going to be z at the end. And you will notice that the first sound will be corresponding to the first numbers you have. Like 11 will sound a bit like 1. 12 will be like 2. 13 will be like 3. 14 will be like 4. 15, 15 is a bit different, but it comes from 5. 16, you have 6. Okay? So we have from 11 to 16, you have Z at the end. You can't miss it. So you're going to be 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. All you need to remember will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now when we get to 17, 17 is as easy as good morning, because you just say 10, 7. That's it. 17 is 10, 7. In Mandarin, they say, when they count in Mandarin, they say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's your 10. And when you go to 11, you're going to say 10, 1. So, 10, and then you start from 10, 1, 10, 2, 10, 3, 10, 10. So, and then you go. So that's how we count from 17 to 19. So you're going 10, 7, 10, 8, 10, 9, which gives you 17, 18, 19. And the right pronunciation will be 17, 18, 19. Let me explain why you have this set, the sound S. And when we get to 18, we have the sound Z instead of S. Let me explain to you why. It's because whatever sound you make, it's going to be either voiced or voiceless. All the sounds we make are either voiced or voiceless. So all the vowels, I will explain later when we get to the letters. I will explain to you how the voiced and voiceless sounds work. But for now, all I want you to know, and I want you to be aware, so that when we get there, you will be aware already of that. So all the vowels from A to U or Y, which is not French, but we borrowed from Greek. That's why we say Y, but we say that later. So come back. All the vowels are voiced. Voiced means when I'm pronouncing that sound, I'm making my vocal cords vibrate. You can hear the sound from my vocal cords when I'm making a voiced sound. So when I'm making ah, I'm making my vocal cords vibrate. E, O, ah. I can't do otherwise. Whatever vowel I make, it's gonna make my vocal cord vibrate. And voiced sounds are powerful. Voiceless sounds are the one that you don't make your vocal cords vibrate when you're pronouncing them. You hear the sound only when you have finished producing or assembling the amount of air you need to blow it out. So if I say S, you don't hear any noise from here. I don't make my vocal cords vibrate. S, sh, t. There's no vibration. But when I come to Z, Z, I make my vocal cord vibrate. You will notice that in most cases, each voiceless sound has its equivalent in voiced sound because they are made from the same organs in your mouth. So when we say this, it's voiceless. We say S. I put my teeth together, my tongue is behind my teeth, and it gives me a sound called S. There's no noise here, okay? But if I put the S next to a vowel, the letter S, that sounds S, whenever, ever, that letter is stuck in the middle of two vowels, so you have one vowel on one side and one vowel on the other side. These two powerful sounds, because they are voiced sounds are powerful, so these two powerful sounds will give their power to the S and empower this sound to make it voiced. So whenever your S is stuck between the two vowels, it becomes Z, because the equivalent of S in voiced is Z. That's why we say this wheat, because the X which sounds is stuck between two vowels. Note that the H for wheat is mute. That's a mute H. We will see that later when we come to the letters. Okay, so this wheat, the S sound, you have the U sound, so makes the S Z because of the power of the vowel. So you have this wheat. Same thing with this neuf, because the N is a voiced sound. N. Okay? So I have this, but before the S, the sound S, I have the vowel, and after the sound S, I have another powerful voiced sound, which is N. So the two of them combined, putting the S sound between them, they empower that sound, make it Z. So we have this wheat. Same thing, this neuf. Okay? So 17, 18, 19. You must have a hyphen between 17, 18, 19, but you don't stop at the hyphen. You have to pronounce it one word. 17, 18, 19 with the hyphen in the middle. Okay? So we've done from 1 to 19. That's great. Now you can count from 1 to 19. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and we're stopping there for this first bit. So you know how to count up to there. The Mandarin people, it's easy for them. They will say 210. They will say 210. They will get from 210-1, 210-2, 210-3. So it's going to be shi yi, shi shi san, and then go that way. That's simple for them. 210, 210-1, 210-2, 210-3, and so on. You go 3 tens. But in French, you don't say that. You don't say 2-10. No. You don't say that. Though I've heard people saying do this. You can't say do this. That's Mandarin. Okay? So in French, you're going to say vin. This is how you spell it. V-I-N-G-T. So you can see that in French, we have a lot of letters that we write. You have to spell the word correctly with those letters. But those letters are no sounds, so you don't pronounce them. So when I say vin, I have two letters there that are going to be mute. I'm not going to pronounce them. So I have V-I-N-G-T. I told you earlier that in French, we can combine any vowel with N or M to make it a nasal vowel like un, on, and so on. So here we have one which is E, I, so I and N. I and N combined together, or I and M combined together, gives you a nasal vowel that is un. So compared to you have un. The form of my lips will tell you what I'm pronouncing. Un, okay? Un, When we say one, we say un. When we say onze, we say un. And when we say vingt, we say vingt. So I have un. We'll see that later in details when we get to the letters. For now, I want you to remember the G and the T in vingt are mute. You don't pronounce them. You just say vingt. So here we go. You know how to count from 0 to 20 now. And once you reach 20, you can count up to anything.